Some of the headlines, I have to read the stories attached to them, right? So we get to know what we will be contributing about on the show. So we just don't contribute blindly, right? So let's start with Daily Trust. And these days, Daily Trust seems to be my favorite newspaper page. All right, so this one says, APC women leader, Nigerians will beg Tinubu for second term. The national women leader of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Betta Edu, has said President-elect Bola Tinubu will perform so well that Nigerians will beg him. They will beg him to run for a second term. Now, Tinubu is billed to be inaugurated as the substantive president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on May 29, 2023. While speaking in an interview with Channels Television, Edu said Tinubu has planned what to achieve for Nigeria in the next 60 days in office. According to Edu, Tinubu is fully prepared to hit the ground running immediately after resuming office. The APC national women leader said Tinubu will work on the low points of the outgoing administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. Edu said, I bet on anything, Nigerians would plead with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu 4 years down the line for a second term. The first point we must understand is that Nigeria is a work in progress. If you listen to the speech of President Muhammadu Buhari today at the State Banquet Hall, he stated very clearly that he has fought a good fight. He said he's handing over Nigeria to someone who he believes will continue from where he stops and do better. She said, if you know Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is a deep thinker and doer, one who is very strong in terms of analyzing and strategizing, I can boldly tell you for free that the next 60 days have clearly been spelled out by Tinubu, what he hopes to do, what he hopes to achieve, at what point and where. He fully understands the task ahead of him. He's fully prepared. He wants to hit the ground running. Talking about understanding the task ahead, remember there is one headline like that. So we're going to look at that headline next. Where is it now? You can find that on the Vanguard. I know extent of task ahead won't fail Nigerians. Tinubu. Now, President-elect Asiwaju Bola Tinubu said yesterday he understands the magnitude of the task ahead as he prepares to take on the mantle of leadership, assuring that he would not disappoint Nigerians and President Muhammadu Buhari. Tinubu spoke yesterday after being conferred with the Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, GCFR, and the highest national honor by President Buhari in Abuja. Senator Kashim Shettima, the Vice President-elect, was equally bestowed with the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, GCON. Tinubu, who was declared winner of the February 25 presidential election after defeating Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party and Peter Obi of the Labour Party, told President Buhari to expect knocks on his door. All right, okay. He understands the magnitude. So, like the outgoing government, maybe we would not hear excuses this time around, so many excuses during the beginning of the outgoing administration. We didn't know, or sounded like, blame it on the past administration. But the incoming government says it is aware of the situation of things. So I want to believe that, like they have promised, they will hit the ground running. But I want to know what you make of that story, that headline. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. We will award contracts borrowed till May 28 midnight. You can find that story on the Vanguard. It's coming from Fashola. And the story reads, the federal government has replied critics over the unending award of contracts and external borrowing a few days before the expiration of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, declared that the Muhammadu Buhari administration will award contracts by midnight of May 28. Fashola said this in Akure, the Ondo state capital, while flagging off the 90 billion naira dualization of the 49-kilometer dilapidated Akure Ado Ekiti highway. According to him, people are asking why we still awarding contracts when we have just a few days to go. Should we stop this road now and wait for the next government? It is a juvenile conversation. They forgot, among other things, that the term of this administration ends at midnight on May 28. This road really represents the paradox of governance about roads and about public debts. This is the real story. The work looks easy from the outside, but one decision leads to other consequences. But we have now given you contractors who have worked with you. All kinds of stories have been told about me, but none of them bother me. They just dedicate me to my job and tell me to do it as best as I can. So they will continue working until the actual expiration of their term in office. But what do you make of it? I mean, we always come out and say, oh, government is a continuum. So anyway they eventually stop, is government not supposed to continue from there? But then again, are they supposed to slowly grind to a halt the activities of their governance structure, given that a new government will come in play in a matter of days and would need time to adjust and, assess all the things they have done in the past 8 years? I don't know what you make of this argument, but Fashola is saying, see, I don't care about what you people say, but I'm going to keep working until midnight 28th May. And I'll keep borrowing as well if I need to borrow. I don't know if that's, a statement we should take on face value, or we should take it as a sarcastic statement. I don't know, but you be the judge eventually when I open the phone lines. Moving on now, let's look at another headline. Ninth NASS, one of the most productive in Nigeria's history. A couple of great bills were given to the president to assent to. For instance, the amendment to the Electoral Act, the PIA bill the PI bill that became an act. Several other things, several other laws that were first bills passed by the National Assembly, and I should say some very important bills. But when you look at Nigeria's history, can we say they are ranking as one of the most productive? That's the question now. But your president, your outgoing president, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, says they are one of the most productive. The President, Muhammadu Buhari, has described the 9th National Assembly as one of the most productive in the history of the Nigerian legislature. According to the President, the 9th National Assembly will be remembered as one of the most productive in terms of output and outcome. Buhari made this known while speaking on Thursday at the inauguration of the permanent site of the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies in Abuja. Okay, I wonder if you agree with that. But to my biggest story for today, Supreme Court dismisses PDP suit, affirms Bola Tinubu's eligibility for presidency. You can find that story on the Vanguard and I believe on many other newspaper pages because this is one big news. Supreme Court dismisses PDP suit, affirms Bola Tinubu's eligibility for presidency. All right. The Supreme Court has affirmed the eligibility of the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Tinubu to contest the presidential election that held on February 25. The Apex Court, in a unanimous decision by a 5-member panel on Friday, held that an appeal the opposition People's Democratic Party filed to challenge the legality of Tinubu's candidacy lacked merits. PDP adding the appeal marked, those are court terms, sought Tinubu's disqualification on the premise that the vice president-elect, Senator Kashim Shettima, allowed himself to be nominated for more than one constituency ahead of the 2023 general elections. He told the court that Shettima was nominated twice, both for the Borno Central Senatorial seat and for the vice presidential position. I'll read the rest of the article after this commercial break. To stay tuned. All right, thank you for staying tuned. Remember, you can catch us live on Facebook. Nigerian for PH is the handle. You can watch me live as I read out the newspaper. Big headlines for you this afternoon. You could also do that on Twitter, Nigerian for PH as well, and on YouTube, Nigerian for PH. But you can also start sending in your messages to WhatsApp and the SMS portal. 0809-030-6416 is the number. So once I'm done reading the article for my biggest headline for this afternoon, I'll open the phone lines. So you want to also take down the numbers. 0817 923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Okay, that being said, so I was just reading out the story attached to the headline. Supreme Court dismisses PDP suit, affirms Bola Tinubu's eligibility for presidency. Now, the APC, or rather, the Supreme Court, I'm just trying to give a summary of what I read earlier. The Supreme Court, in a unanimous decision by a 5-member panel on Friday, that's today, held that an appeal by the opposition People's Democratic Party to challenge the legality of Tinubu's candidacy lacked merit. Right? And I was telling you that the suits was seeking to disqualify Tinubu on the premise that the Vice President-elect, Senator Kashim Shettima, allowed himself to be nominated for more than one constituency ahead of the 2023 general elections. And you know, the Electoral Act kicks against double nominations. It told the court that Shettima was nominated twice, both for the Borno Central senatorial seat and for the vice presidential position. PDP argued that Shettima's dual nomination was in gross breach of the provisions of sections 29 subsection 1, 33, 35 and 84 subsection 1 and 2 of the Electoral Act 2022 as amended. Consequently, aside from praying the court to nullify Tinubu and Shettima's candidacy, the appellant equally applied for an order to compel the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC to expunge their names from the list of nominated or sponsored candidates that were eligible to contest the presidency. Legal in the affairs of the ruling All Progressives Congress, which nominated both Tinubu and Shettima for the presidential election. The Apex Court upheld the concurrent decisions of the Court of Appeal and the Federal High Court in Abuja, which earlier dismissed PDP's cases. It agreed with the respondents that Section 285 subsection 14C of the 1999 Constitution as amended and Section 149 of the Electoral Act 2022 did not confer the local standing, that is, legal right, to challenge the candidature of Shettima on the ground of double nomination. The Apex Court held that Section 84 of the Electoral Act only empowered an aspirant that participated in the primary election of a political party to challenge the nomination of a candidate by the party. It held that the PDP failed to establish the injury it suffered as a result of the nomination by the APC, stressing that the law does not permit a political party to dabble in the domestic affair of another political party. The Supreme Court said the PDP was unable to prove that its civil rights and obligations were in danger of being infringed upon. It described the appeal as the action of a nosy, busybody and a meddlesome interloper that is peeping into the affairs of its neighbor. Wow. Also, the Apex Court berated the PDP for filing the appeal, which it said was frivolous and capable of exposing the judiciary to public ridicule. The Apex Court held that the evidence before it showed that Shettima duly withdrew as the candidate of the APC in the Borno senatorial election on July 6, 2022. In whichever angle the appeal is viewed, it is frivolous and bound to fail. From the trial court down to this court, it has been a waste of precious judicial time. The instant appeal was unnecessary, and counsel should do better to advise a client against filing this sort of suit in the future, Justice Jauro added. While dismissing the appeal, the Supreme Court okayed 2 million naira damages that was awarded against the PDP in favor of the respondents. All right. Right, that's the biggest headline as long as I am concerned. Right, I'm going to open the phone lines now. It's time for me to hear you contribute on any. You have to choose one now. Please, you have to choose one. But if you want to talk about more headlines, more than one headline, then what you should do is send a message and I'll read it all. Send a message to 0809 030 6416. That number doubles as the WhatsApp and SMS portal number. Or better still, you can go to our live stream on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube and drop your comments therein. I will read them. Right? Or you can call me. You could call me 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003. Which of these headlines are you interested in? I'd like to hear from you right now. Let's see. Okay. I've got a couple of comments on Facebook, a lot of them. I'm just going to get there and see what they're saying. Umunakwe Joyce says, so Mr. PMB's rubber stamp is the most productive in Nigeria's history. That's how you say it. But he says, the 9th National Assembly is one of the most productive in the history of Nigeria. I don't know about that. I'm not old enough to know what happened way back in the 60s or in the 70s. But the president is old enough. I mean, he was there during the Civil War and every other war. And he says the 9th National Assembly is the most productive. And maybe our elder statesmen can call in and argue for or argue against. But there's something wrong with the phone lines. But I think we should keep trying. 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003 on WhatsApp. This one says Supreme Court has spoken and that is final. This is a welcome development because anything that will create vacancy in government is not good in our country. Ezekiel Isaiah with that one. This one says, why is President Buhari just praising his administration up and down? I mean, he's entitled to. He's entitled, I should say. I'm going to take this call now. All right, I missed that one. Please do call back. There's something wrong with the phone lines. If the engineers can hear me, they can come help me out, please. But while I'm trying to settle the phone lines, I'm going to continue reading messages. And this one says, I want to comment on the dissolution of the Rivers State Executive Council by Governor Wike. For me, this is a welcome development. In life, there is time for everything, a time to be appointed and a time to be dissolved. I want to use this medium to advise the former appointees to take it in good faith and move on with their lives. You say you remain Beke. Beke, thank you. I've got Collins calling from NTA Road. Collins, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome. Let's talk.
I want to speak on the issue of the presidency. His administration is the most productive.
Not his administration, the 9th National Assembly. Let's get the facts right.
Okay. So, I will have to object that.
Collins, if you're going to object, you're going to give me, factual statements as to why you're objecting what the president has said.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening.
Firstly, I would love to say Nigeria is a very big country, and our leaders should not sabotage the images of our past leaders whom have fought so hard to make sure this country is still strong today. Having said that, President Muhammadu Buhari and his cohorts are trying to ravage in this country.
They're trying to do what? Sorry, I didn't get that.
They are trying to ravage the image of this country, trying to break down.
Why would you say such a thing? I mean, he has not spoken out of order. I'm wondering why you would say that. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Hello, are you with me?
All right, I guess we have network issues there. I've got Gift calling from Yenagua. Gift.
Canada, man.
Good afternoon to you, Gift.
Good afternoon, my brother.
Welcome.
Thank you. Please, before I go on with this discussion, there is something that you help me to do. Somebody is trying to use my name, time without number, to send you text message.
Okay.
Yes, so try and find out.
Maybe there's another gift texting from Yenagua. I mean, it could be.
No pause for now, but try and help me because
right,
I understand where that person is coming from, trying to impersonate me.
All right, then. All right.
I know my stand, but the person will always come and do this on air. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let me now contribute concerning the Supreme Court judgment. My happiness today is this. These are people that came to Rivers State to withdraw matters that were in court with other political parties. If you remember, PDP left Abuja, came all the way from Abuja to Rivers State to take over those matters and ask the judges to dismiss. The same PDP now went to High Court, Appeal Court, and now to Supreme Court. My joy is the type of language, and Supreme Court used to use this type of languages for people that they are angry with.
Okay.
They talked about blackmail, trying to whip up sentiment from the public, and this is what they've been doing. Two political parties, PDP and Labour, this is what they've been doing, trying to blackmail both tribunal, Appeal Court, and Supreme Court just to get a favorable judgment for themselves. And look at the harsh words that the Supreme Court used against them. They should go and pay the 2 million naira.
All right.
The inauguration must take place on Monday,
all right,
whether they like it or not. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Give from Unigo. I've got Daniel from Imogate. Sorry about that. I missed that one. Please do call back. Remember, like I have said, you can watch us live on Facebook. Let's get the social media community buzzing as well, so that they can see that we are talking. Let's continue conversations there. Let's see, a lot of comment there already. Oh my goodness, where do I start from? All right, I'm going to take Collins is calling back. Collins, okay, let's see. Oh, the network wouldn't let us have that conversation. I'm going to take another call. Let's see this one. 92.3 Nigerian Info.
I agree to my good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
This is Engineer Lumba.
All right, welcome.
What I want to talk about is this Supreme Court discharging PDP suit.
Okay.
God, I guess something where they tire me sometime in Nigeria.
And what is that?
I've been questioning this, and people never give me clear answer over this issue. Anytime we go to court, the issues that are very clear in the law, our judges here will use legality, be judging case concerning law.
But there's no no. Can you stop? There is no technicality in this judgment. The judgment was given.
But let me land.
Okay. I'm listening.
What I'm saying is this law now that they are challenging now is less than 6 months away when they wrote it, sign it into the law that you cannot go with a 2-ticket in the electoral season.
Okay.
And it appears that now. This our current Senate president now. Go with 2 tickets. But
we're not talking about.
I'm coming.
No. See, I want you to face what we're talking about. We're
talking about. Let me make my reference. I will land.
Okay.
You will hear.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is this: when they write a law in the country, the court make to protect the law. So people are not breaking the law. That's what type of judgment they gave now in Abuja. It's like it gives people courage.
Can I ask you? See, this is why I've been breaking.
And we have a very
you see,
society.
This is where I have a problem with court. I break you said land, but you said knew where you were going all along. You were saying land here, and now if I listened what I read out from papers, the court said that the Constitution, it quoted laws, and to the legislative party. Not the other party. Why did you do that thing the way you did it? Governor came parties to court and he lost that same way. because they told him, you can't go and ask the other parties, why have you done things this way? The only person that can question is a member of that party, and that's what's in the law. And talking about double nomination, the court did say that, see, Shettima stepped down. I don't know, I'm not a lawyer, lawyers will come argue that, but I'm telling you what the court has said. Shettima stepped down before accepting. I'm going somewhere.
When you read it before, I hear you.
So, okay. So
what I meant to say is this. When Ekweremadu was in London,
okay,
he argued many arguments that will make him to be successful in his quest. But when the judge was reading the thing, he told him that our law is very clear. Whoever you like, make you be. If you break our law, you break our law.
Oh, you still don't get it. So
this other people they should sack the man. Also sack this one.
All right, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much. I do not want to go into shouting bouts, but I've got McDonough calling from Port Harcourt Town. McDonough, good afternoon to you.
Thank you, Kalada.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes, I want to commend the Supreme Court for being consistent.
Okay.
In their interpretation of Section 285, subsection 14C of the Constitution, when it comes to the issue of local standard of a political party challenging the action of another political party. They've been very consistent on that, and I pray they should be so consistent in every case that comes before them. If you recall, the River State PDP chapter of the PDP did challenge other political parties in River State when it comes to their Congress and primaries. And when the matter gets to the Court of Appeal, the Court of Appeal maintained that consistency, and the Supreme Court upheld those decisions. So I'm not surprised.
So now let's look at it from this other angle, because you say you are very happy with what the Supreme Court has done. But what if a member of the APC decides to take Shettima to court? I don't know what the law says about the time limits, but what if someone from the APC decides to say, you know what, this is actually double nomination? Would you still be happy if the Supreme Court rules in favor of that person? Because now the person would have the local standee, to take the
provided that they are a member of the political party, of that same political party, not another political party.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much for calling in. Let's get the facts right. I know some of us are very, emotional about this. Some of us, and I always tell you, when you go to court, one person will win, one person will lose. I said it from the very get-go, right? One person will win, one person will lose, right? And that's what just happened. So we have two lawyers who have gone to court, who have gone to argue a case, all of them arguing from point of law. So when you say, oh, the court did not, it's from the point of law. It's from the point of law. Anyways, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to tell you, but I've got Richard calling from GRA. And please, when you do call in, you're first going to talk to my colleague who will screen you and screen your thoughts, so to say, and then pass you to me. And it's like the Senate and the executive arm of government. So please be patient with my colleague. Richard from GRA, good afternoon to you.
Hello, Mr. Kalada. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Yeah, I remain Richard. I'm calling from GRA.
I know that already. Welcome.
Want to comment regarding the Supreme Court judgment in articles PDP petition against Shettima's double nomination. While I was talking with you yesterday, I said Shehu Sani before now made mention of Ahmed Lawal, Abadou's case, that Supreme Court have ruled in these issues, regarding these issues. And I am not expecting a different thing from
the Supreme Court.
The judgment that came up today. Okay. I know it was going to be like that.
Okay.
But what I am saying is, what my thought in this is that our judiciary, like somebody just called about their consistency, they should also keep maintaining the level of consistency that they've maintained in this case.
All right.
So that you don't put the whole Nigerians in confusion on where and what to do at any given time. Because when we have this judgment of the same case, having different and varied outcomes, it confuses people more than giving them hope.
Okay.
So I am not angry with the judgment, because it has maintained a level of consistency from what we have had so far. Citing the case of Wike, our PDP against APC in Rivers State,
and many other political parties,
and all the rest of that.
Yeah.
But Supreme Court should not, in any case, or the ones that are coming up, change or bring in technicalities on the things that the Constitution or electoral acts have made very clear and open. This is my take on that. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much, Richard, calling from Jerry. I've got Toyi from Digima. Toyi?
Yes.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
I want to comment on the headline that found the woman leader.
Oh yeah. The woman leader of the APC says we will beg Tinubu.
Yes. Well, this is going to happen if the Tinubu administration wants to
Toyi, the connection is terrible from your end. I can barely.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
I'm trying to.
Okay, but I can hear you loud and clear.
You know what, Toyi, please do try and call us back. I'm really sorry about that. But I've got Chidima from Rumokruchi. Or is it Rumokrushi? I think it's Rumokrushi. All right. Chidima, welcome. Chidima, yeah. Hi. Good afternoon. Welcome. Chidima. Oh, sorry. Terrible network. Terrible network, I should say. Maybe that should make it to the headlines as well. We've got a terrible network. Well, let's go on Twitter and see what we've got there. All right, so I'm trying to get it. Just give me a minute. But while I'm waiting for the network to get my Twitter up and running, let's see. Good day, presenter. Supreme Court dismisses PDP's case against Shetima's double nomination, fines PDP 2 million naira, and claims that PDP lacks the rights or locus standi to institute the case since they are not part of the APC. So a party can break the law and other parties cannot challenge. This country is finished. Oseja Obume PHC. But you see, when the Electoral Act was, passed into law, we talked about this. I mean, I know I talked about it on my radio show. I said, see, is this something we want to have in Nigeria, where only the people of the party, as a matter of fact, people who have been affected by it directly can challenge it? And that's the reason why we need to have conversations like this, so that we can ensure that the laws that are being passed will actually favor the common man and not the politicians. But I've got Nicholas who is calling from Akpaju. Nicholas, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Welcome. I'm listening to you, Nicholas. I want to hear what
about the Supreme Court judgment.
Okay, let's hear you.
Hello?
I can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead and give your contributions.
Yeah, about the Supreme Court judgment. The PDP APC Supreme Court judgment.
All right.
Yeah, PDP, they are going too far, because as of yesterday, they are even giving propaganda everywhere that the president wants to put a holiday on today's judgment. They are just spreading propaganda everywhere. And now, see what happened.
All right. Okay. Thank you for your time.
Yes.
All right.
And today, too, before the judgment today, they even said that the mother of the judge is from APC, is a member of this and that.
Interesting.
They are confused. PDP is confused.
Okay. All right. I mean, put yourself in their position. You probably would think that the other parties out there to, outdo you, or subdue you, whichever one suits the scenario, yeah? This one says, hi, Supreme Court dismissed PDP suits. Man, when I perused the reasons given by the Supreme Court for dismissing the PDP suit, I was shocked in capital letters. Do you know one of the reasons given by the Supreme Court? It says that PDP are prognosing into internal affairs of another party. See reasons, my goodness. But I don't know your name yet. Check the Electoral Act 2022. It was the same thing that was told to the outgoing governor of River State when he took some of the parties in the state to court. Check it. He took the Labour Party. I mean, and you see, this is where I have a problem. Now, some of you who are criticizing the judgment, when the judgment went against the Labour Party, what am I saying? Against the PDP, in favor of the Labour Party, in favor of Accord Party, in favor of APC. What other party? A lot of you were saying, hey, yes, good, wonderful. Now, that is the same judgment that has been given. And a lot of you are saying, hey, foul. I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but anyway, read it on. It says, do you know, okay, I've read a part. Though I never expected anything different from the verdict, because this is Nigeria and the country where executive appoints the judiciary and legislative chiefs. So tell me how the system won't be compromised to favor the executive. Man, did you say we are actually in a democracy? Because it looks to me like I am in Uganda now in 1970s and 1980s. You see, bro, the truth of the matter is that ordinary people of this country can never determine who ruled this country, no matter how they come out and mass to vote, except it favors the very people in the center. The people that determine who rule this country are the ruling party at the center. Until Nigeria embrace e-voting, the ordinary people in Nigeria has no say who rules them. But the government will never adopt the e-voting. With the outcome of this last presidential election, the next election in 2027 will witness a massive boycott ever. You see, at PDP and LP cases, at PEPT, nothing gonna happen. This is Nigeria. All right, thank you very much for your take. But you see, you're looking at it, as far as I'm concerned, from a sentimental perspective. But I've got Massey from Outer West. Massey,
yes.
Good afternoon.
All
right, welcome, Massey.
Okay.
All right, welcome.
I hold that word.
All right, welcome.
The Supreme Court judgment. These cases and other cases, these cases are handled by senior lawyers. Sam, is it that these lawyers do not know the law? They don't know the Constitution? If they know, and why do they continue to be allowed to go this way? Are they the lawyers causing problems in the judiciary? Thank you.
All right, thank you, Massey. Thank you very much for your take there. And it's a valid question. I mean, if they know the law, and maybe that's why the judges also gave a 2 million naira fine. And that's not to say that the Supreme Court is infallible. No, the Supreme Court can make a mistake. I mean, they're humans. And I think I've had a guest, a lawyer guest, who did say that, yes, the Supreme Court can make mistakes. And there are times when they have made mistakes. But this is not, and I think the argument I was trying to have with someone, I can't remember his name now, this is not a technicality. The Supreme Court, based on the Constitution and on the Electoral Act, gave reasons. That is to say, the lawyer or lawyers of the PDP were not able to, argue their case in court. I mean, I read it all for you. I read everything out, right? I told you what the lawyer for APC argued. I told you what the lawyer for PDP argued. I told you what the judge said. I read it out. And I told you the punishment that was meted out on, the PDP and its candidates, I believe. Yeah, for, according to them. This one said, read my message, I'll read your message now. Let's see. You said the 9th Assembly is actually the most productive after the time of late Senator Ingo Martins Yellowy. I agree with the President. Fashola's statement is tantamount to playing with the emotions of citizens. They should be preparing their handover notes. PMB should dissolve his cabinet already, I believe. I think I can slightly agree with Beta Edu The APC national women leader, his administrative trajectory in Lagos is the reason Lagos State is still better than Rivers State economic-wise. Okay, Supreme Court affirming Tinubu Shetima eligibility was expected, even though there is judicial precedence in the apex court in the case of David Leon of Bayelsa State and Wosu of Imo State. The Electoral Act already demystified these judgments. Atiku and the PDP are not members of APC, hence they lack the locus to file against the candidate. The judgment was given based on technicalities anyway. Only co-presidential aspirants like Right Honorable Chibika Mechi, Ogbonaya Onu, Ben Ayade, Ahmed Lawan, etc. have the locus to sue Shetima in that dual nomination case, but they didn't. May Nigeria succeed? A lot is expected of the president-elect and the governor-elect in Rivers State. God bless Nigeria. I am Charles Cotran, and I like the way you put it. I love it. I love it. I wonder why some callers make reference to the law as if it is peculiar to Nigeria. Even in Western democracies, if you're not a party to an issue directly impacted by the matter, you cannot institute a proceeding challenging the subject matter. We don't have to beat our country down on every matter that seems contrary to our standpoint. And this is coming from Mark Paul, who is texting me from Canada. All right, thank you very much, Mark Paul there. I wonder how you're listening, though. This one says, Buhari can never cease to amaze me. The Ninth Assembly is the most productive, according to him. Very funny. Buhari and Gabashew just keep praising themselves. They should wait for people to praise them. Very funny people, frankly, with that one. Maybe, there's no time. I wanted to squeeze in one more call, but I'm gonna Canada. I love the way the Supreme Court just played with words and softly landed by kicking out the appeal for lacking in merit. However, he that took the matter to court in the first place won peace and understanding of what the law is saying about double nominations of any candidate. However, I don't think we have a loser or a winner. The Supreme Court has spoken and it is final, but not justice to Atiku, as is not smiling right now. If you fubara with that one, I'm going to read one last message. Good day, Canada. The biggest headline for me is APC women leaders saying Nigerians will beg Tinubu for a second term. I want to be among the people that will beg Tinubu for a second term if a bag of rice is sold at 15,000 naira, petrol at 100 naira, constant electricity, less insecurity, workable refinery. Anna, let's keep you up alive. Let's keep you up alive. That's what I'm going to say. All right, it's time for me to go. Business news is up next. After that, we will be assessing 8 years of Buhari. Remember, he has said he has done everything he promised. He has kept to his words. We will find out when we come back after the news, the business news that will come your way by 4 p.m. Stay tuned.